Let's even start by understanding what a prenup is. So a prenup is a contract agreement between two parties, a couple basically, that involves them putting down, laying down roles and responsibilities with regards to how they want to share their assets when they get divorced or when a party dies. So that is a prenup. So basically, you sign a prenup and then say if you're getting divorced, you leave with 50% or 70% of what the other party owns.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so or you leave with 100% depending on your country.
Oh. Alright, so I guess the classic example of in the unlikely event of a split or a breakup
or death.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Mr. Kelvin, why is your face like that?
I'm just looking at all of you. What's that?
It's a prenup.
It doesn't exist. It's not African. It's not Nigerian. So why would I want to do that? Look, if you ask me, really, you get married to someone you genuinely love.
That's correct.
So why would I be signing something that I know it's not obtainable? I love my wife.
Wow.
She's going to take care of me and my children. Assuming I die, everything goes to her. So why would I be signing something before my marriage that in case this happens, or in case she says this, or in case I do this, or in case she does this, the marriage is over? If the marriage is going to be over, let it be over right now before we sign any document. As far as I'm concerned, it is not Nigerian, it is not African, it is something that comes from Obodo Yibo.
Wow.
And it is selfish, and because people don't have trust
Yeah,
in
I
their
think it's
marriage.
major trust.
Fair
That's the truth.
Fair
It's
argument.
fair. It's major trust issues.
Trust
I mean,
issues.
For me, I would
Yeah.
sign. I mean, I ordinarily wouldn't sign. Like, if
Yeah.
you just bring a prenup to me and say, oh, okay, I did this is a prenup, we're about to get married, sign. I'll say, okay, fine. You don't trust me. You feel like I'll take 60% of your assets. Fantastic. But if I'm going to sign, the way we have documents in Norrenberger and we give the third party to review, we'll review. So everybody will start right there. So the prenup will have covenants. So I write my own covenants, you write your own covenants, and we'll review. And we'll go back and forth till I get to a middle ground where I'm comfortable.
It now looks
so
like
you
a
can't bring
contractual
something.
agreement, actually.
Yeah,
So
Not like
that-
one
that's
of
it,
the-
So you know what? It just tells you that your bedrock of your relationship is based on lie. I don't believe in signing any prenup. As I said before, it's not Nigerian, it's not African, and it's not in my culture. And that's my position about it.
No, I don't agree.
Yes.
No, it's not like-
No.
Because
I
you don't trust
agree.
each other.
Like-
No, you know, I mean,
It's
for
not
me,
real.
you know,
It's
that's
not
not
genuine.
true.
It's
That's
not
not
nice.
true. That's
It's not genuine.
No, that's not.
Who's going to eat your money? Will eat your money at the end of the day.
That's not true.
So why would you be signing that document?
Okay, so why do you even get married? Why do you have a marriage certificate? You
The
know,
marriage
over time, things have progressed and things have evolved. So prenup is one of those things that has come with the times we're in. Okay, so 50 years ago, we didn't have marriage certificates, but we have them today. So we can argue, why do we have certificates if we're all working on trust? But it is what it is. My view, personally, is yes, you're going into marriage based on trust, and maybe you shouldn't have prenup in quotes, but the reality of the world that we live in, these things happen. So why would I sign a prenup? If there's going to be lots of lifestyle changes for me and me making a move, sacrificing, of course I need to protect myself. You can only vouch for yourself, and that's the gospel truth. So if I'm signing a prenup and I'm giving up a lot of my life, then it has to be favorable. I'm sorry, because we don't know what tomorrow will be.
Okay, well,
What's your take, Joseph?
personally,
Yeah.
I kind of agree with Mr. Kelvin on one side. If I was marrying a Nigerian in Nigeria, so I think I'm going to bring a bit of culture into this. It's not in our culture to do prenups.
Okay.
Like you said, I love my wife,
Yeah.
and I believe that in our culture here, women are a bit more sacrificial in terms of trying to make things work.
Yes.
So when I want to, if I'm going to get married to a Nigerian, I know that okay, I'm marrying someone that understands my culture. But let's broaden this a bit. So if I was marrying someone from outside my culture, let's say a white Caucasian, a black American, there's a way they are and there's a way they think.
Yeah.
Okay. For here we fight for relationships, we fight for our marriage. Things never go as rosy as we expect, so things will happen.
Okay.
But they can give up a lot easily compared to us. And I don't want someone to just wake up tomorrow and say, I'm not feeling this anymore, this is this, and you walk away with 50% of my hard work over the last few years. Personally, like I said, culture plays a major factor. Like I said, if I'm marrying a Nigerian, I would not sign a prenup. There's no need. Like, I love her and I'll give her everything I have. But, you know, in some kind of cultures where I feel like they don't fight for things as much as we will here, in terms of marriages and relationships and everything else, I'll sign a prenup. I want to protect myself. Sometimes they think that being black or you being you are the one looking for something. No, I have something. I'm an asset, and I would like to protect myself as well. So, I'll sign a prenup in that context. It's somehow. It's somehow. So,
Okay.
but if I were married in Nigeria and I know that we understand ourselves, where we're coming from, why not? All I have is yours. All you have is mine.
So your argument is if you're marrying a Nigerian,
Yes.
you wouldn't sign a prenup.
I wouldn't sign a prenup.
Okay, and if you're marrying a Caucasian, you'll sign a prenup.
I will sign a prenup.
Okay, to protect
myself.
your
Yes.
assets.
Yes, to
I
protect
guess
my assets.
that's fair deal if you
But
look
I
at it
think
that way.
I think if I'm signing a prenup, I'm also protecting myself because I feel like if I'm marrying you, so we've been married for 10 years, and I feel like I've invested in you emotionally, financially, and so because I feel like as partners you pour into each other.
Yes.
So at the beginning or prior to getting married, that clause has to be there. That if I've been able to enhance your assets,
Yes.
then I must. We have to value my contribution.
That's correct.
Well, I agree with you, but you know some of these things are
Yeah,
subjective.
so that clause has to be there.
It's very
So if I'm
subjective.
signing, it has to be there.
Emotional
So I can protect
investment is
myself.
Yes.
subjective.
I strongly believe that I'm going to be an asset to my husband. So from the beginning, that clause has to be there. That whatever contribution I'm bringing in, we have to value it and I have to take my part if we're going to divorce. So we have to put terms and conditions and we have to agree as to the covenants.
As husbands, sometimes you
Yeah.
invest in your wife emotionally. You know, so
It's not just emotionally.
Yes.
everything.
For me, as a woman, we have to be fair with the women, okay? And that's why I understand the Caucasian women. They're as real as it can be. Do you understand? Nobody wants to be the weakest link, and that's why they will insist on the prenup. Because a typical Nigerian woman will be expected to give up her career, have children, do so many things, and at the end of the day, you're thrown out for some flimsy reason. I'm not going to allow for that. So for me, we have to put this in place so that in the unlikely event of the breakup, I'm not the weakest link.
For me, it's not African, it's not Nigerian. I don't believe in it. And if you have the principle of God in your heart,
Mr. Kelvin.
Mr. Kelvin.
No, Mr. Kelvin, I don't think
if you have the principle of God in your heart, and the way I was raised,
Okay.
you know, I wasn't raised to understand what a prenup is. My parents never signed one, and they're still here. They've been married for over 50-something years. It's not that you're not going to have issues in your marriage, but it's how you deal with those issues in the marriage. That's what is important. Signing a prenup, I just feel is false, it's ridiculous, and it's based on mistrust for one another. If you trust somebody, let the marriage take its course.
If I'm in for the long haul, why can't I sign a prenup? Am I trying to cheat the other party? If my intentions are good, I don't have a problem signing a prenup. As a woman, I need to look after myself and ensure I'm not the weakest link in the unlikely event of a breakup. So for me, prenup all the way. So Kelvin, I understand your point and you're not agreeing with prenups, and that's fine. But for me, like with most things in life, there's no hard and fast rule. There are a lot of things we can argue our forefathers did or did not do, but are not practicable today. So using Norrenberger, 15 years ago, you could borrow money from somebody based on trust. Are we going to do that today? I don't think so. So at the end of the day, you do what's comfortable for you. So if prenup makes me feel comfortable, I'll go for it.